democratic approach. Okay. And you're using reasoning also. Users reasoning. The class is using reasoning. They're able to put forward their viewpoints, and you're maintaining a warm relationship among the learners. But still, you're keeping a firm relationships, right? So it is authoritative and democratic approach. Yes, as you all have said correctly, it's authoritative and democratic approach. If you have any doubt, if you need any explanation, please let me know. Okay, so Rajata is asking, can I explain option 1? Okay, option 1 is talking about, what's it? Ah, yes, permissive or laissez-faire approach. Permissive means you listening to the students more, right? You're being a little permissive and you're following an approach where students take the major stand. Sometimes what happens in such an approach that students take up the lead, right? Students get up, and it will be very difficult for teacher in such situations to take control of the class. Okay, so the problem, the what permissive or the laissez-faire approach talks about, what is the description? If I say the rules are very minimal, okay, or there is no structure in the class, and students have very high freedom. And one of the major point that you need to remember here, permissive or laissez-faire approach, is that teacher avoids confrontation. And usually in such a setting, the classroom often leads to chaos or low learning takes place. The major problem here is it lacks structure. No, it might undermine learning and safety because teacher is scared of confrontation, avoids confrontation. There are no rules. There is no structure to the class. Okay. So technically, this structure is not recommended for school setting. This is what is permissive or laissez-faire approach. Okay, Rajata? Okay, thank you. We'll move on to the next question then. Okay. Question number 6. In humanistic or person-centered approach to classroom management, students behave well primarily because they, option A, fear punishment and want to avoid negative consequences. Option B, feel respected, valued, and emotionally connected to the teacher. Option C, receive tangible rewards like stickers and tokens for compliance. Option D, are placed under constant surveillance and monitoring systems.
Option
So
B.
Gayatri,
B.
Gayatri says option B.
Option B, sir.
Okay. Option B.
Option B, sir.
Most of you are saying option B. And in the chat box also. Okay, many have said option B. Oh, happy that a lot of people have joined now. Now, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of this humanistic or person-centered approach? Okay, as you have said, the correct answer is option B. You are all correct, right? You are all correct. But then, what is? Yes. Shailaja?
Nothing, sir. Nothing, sir.
Yes, anyone who can help me with what is this humanistic or person-centered approach? Okay, let us not waste time. This humanistic or person-centered approach is based on building relationship and meeting students' emotional needs. Okay? Innate desire. Okay, Yukti. Innate and okay, to some extent I agree. But let me put it in a different, a better way, right? It is nothing but caring for the students, right? Meeting the emotional needs on the students. When students feel that they are respected, when the students feel that they are valued, when the students feel that the teacher listens to them, right? The humanistic approach. So this is what is the humanistic or person-centered approach. So as I was saying, the option also describes the same thing: feel respected, valued, and emotionally connected, okay, to the teacher. So as you said, the correct option is option B. Great. Let us move on to the next question. Please ask me if you have any doubt. Okay, next question. NEP 2020's vision for classroom management is most closely aligned with which approach? Option A, authoritative, democratic approach emphasizing self-discipline and collaboration. Option B, authoritative approach emphasizing strict obedience and compliance. Option C, permissive approach allowing students to allowing students complete freedom without structure. Option D, purely behaviorist approach relying entirely on token economy systems.
Sir,
Yes.
option A, sir.
Option A.
Option A, Shailaja says option A in chat box already. Priyanka, Rajata, Yukti,
Option A,
Soumya,
sir.
Suvarna, Purvika, Pratyusha, and Varsha have said option A. Others? Yes.
Option A.
Okay, so you all are correct. Yes, Janisha and Purvika, you all are correct. The correct answer is option A. That is an authoritative, only to some required extent, but mostly democratic approach, emphasizing collaboration among learners and self-discipline among learners. Right? The correct answer is option A. Moving on to the next question. Carl Rogers emphasizes on unconditional positive regard in the classroom means. Okay. Carl Rogers emphasizes on unconditional positive regard in the classroom. Means that the teacher, option A, praises only students who achieve the highest grades. Option B, accepts and values every student regardless of their behavior or performance. Option C, uses conditional rewards to reinforce only specific desired behaviors. Or option D, maintains emotional distance from students to remain objective. So in the chat
Option
box,
B.
already 5 have answered.
Option B, sir.
Yukti, Priyanka, Pratyusha, Rajata, Soumya, Jenny, Shailaja, Pratyusha,
Option B, sir.
Varsha, all have said option B. What about others?
Option B, sir. Option B.
Option B? Yes. Those who have not answered? Yes, so you all are correct. The correct answer here is option B. That is, accepts and values every student regardless of their behavior or performance. This is very important. And not only that, it is expected. They are technically through these questions trying to see what kind of a teacher you are. Sometimes they will not mention the psychologist's name or the educationist's name. They will just give you a situation or give you a statement like this and ask which one might be most appropriate. So through these questions, they are trying to check how well do you are you prepared to be a teacher, and for to you to be a teacher, all these aspects like accepting and valuing every student regardless of their behavior or performance is very important, right? We should never be biased. Moving on to the next option, next question. Yes. Okay. Question 15. Cooperative learning differs from collaborative learning primarily in that cooperative learning is option A, more structured with defined roles, tasks, and teacher-desired teams. Option B, entirely student-driven with no teacher involvement whatsoever. Option C, limited to pair work and cannot involve larger groups. Option D, used only in higher education and not applicable to school settings.
Option A, sir. Sir,
Gayatri,
option A, sir. A, sir.
Soumya, Rajata, Mahalakshmi, Purvika, and Annapurna
Option
also said A. So does Pratyusha and Purvika. Others? Okay, in chat box, 2 more have answered. Yes, Pratyusha, K and Purvika, Priyanka, option A. Correct. You all are correct. The correct answer here is more structured, okay, with defined roles and tasks that are usually teacher designed, okay. The teams are designed by the teacher. Now, what is this cooperative learning? Can anyone please help me out here? Or what do you understand by the term cooperative learning?
It is a group work.
Yes? Yes, go ahead. Yukti, please try.
Sir, it is a group work.
Okay, I agree. Cooperative learning or collaborative learning is a group work. What is the meaning of cooperative and how is it different from collaborative learning?
Sir, cooperative means teachers assigns the work.
Okay.
Sir, in collaborative is students put their own ideas.
Okay. Okay, good attempt, Yukti. Others? To some extent, you are correct, Yukti, yes. If you can add on more or others who can add on to what Yukti has said. Please look into the meaning of the words cooperate, collaborate. So when you look into cooperative learning, right, students cooperate among each other, right? They discuss together. So cooperative learning is a approach. It's a structured approach where groups are formed that work together, right? Usually they're teacher design teams, right? And every role of each individual is well defined, right? So together they will be achieving a shared goal. Mahalakshmi in the chat box says teacher give task in cooperative, then collaborative is teacher acts as facilitator. Even in cooperative, teacher acts as a facilitator, Mahalakshmi. Teacher is a facilitator in both types of learning. What is different in cooperative and collaborative is, in cooperative, students together will be working on one task. So they will cooperate with each other. In collaborate, what happens, if a topic is given, they will break the topics into different parts. Each individual will take that separate topic. They will work on it and collaborate. That is collaboration. Okay. So if you look into examples, jigsaw, think, pair, share, round robin, right? All these are examples of cooperative learning, right? So in collaborative, what happens? Students negotiate the meaning together, but it is a broader, less structured approach. Okay. And as said, students work together to explore ideas, solve problems, or create products, right? So here, intellectual effort or dialogue rather than predefined roles. Here, what they think, what they contribute matters more. There are no predefined roles in collaborative learning, as Mahalakshmi rightly said. Any doubts here in this question?
No, sir.
Okay, great. We'll move on to the next one then. Question number 16. The theoretical foundation for cooperative and collaborative learning is primarily drawn from Skinner's operant conditioning and behaviorist theory, Freud's psychoanalytic theory and personality development. Option C, Pavlov's classical conditioning and stimulus response association, or Vygotsky's social constructivism and concept of ZPD. We discussed this yesterday.
Option D, sir.
Okay, Purvika, Yukti, Rajata, Shailaja, Pratyusha, yes. All have said option D, Yukti also. Correct. You all are correct. So, the concept, the theoretical foundation of cooperative or collaborative, remember both are group works. Cooperation and collaborative type of learning is both group related type of learning. And this has been brought up from Vygotsky's social constructivism. Remember, when the word social comes, that means social means it has to have more than one person, right? So it's not an individual task. So when you see cooperative and collaborative, remember it is a group work. Collaborative and cooperative means it's group related and it has theoretical foundations in Vygotsky's social constructivism and the concepts of zonal proximal development. As you said, no, as I was discussing before, that this is nothing but more knowledgeable others, what Vygotsky has said. So, in the presence of more knowledgeable others, your ZPD or a learner's ZPD gets activated. Okay. I'm explaining you the way my professor had explained me. I remember Professor Manjula P. Rao. So yeah, so this is how it is. When the presence of more knowledgeable others, the zone of proximal development activates. So for that, they need to have multiple people. It can be a teacher, it can be your classmate, or it can be a group that you're working in. So please remember, whenever you see cooperative, collaborative, it's based on Vygotsky's theory of social constructivism. Social means groups. Groups means cooperative and collaborative because they are grouping and group type of learning. Okay, great. Any doubt here? No. Great. I'll move on to the next question then. Question 19. The jigsaw technique. In the jigsaw technique, each group member becomes an expert on the part of the topic. And then what happens in jigsaw? They're asking. How many of you have heard about jigsaw in your school time? Or you have participated in a jigsaw? Jigsaw is nothing but a grouping technique. And just now I said, which type of grouping technique is it? Is it cooperative or collaborative?
Cooperative.
Cooperative.
Yes, jigsaw is a cooperative technique. Now, which among the option is correct? Option A, returns to their home group to teach that part to their teammates. Option B, submits a written report to the teacher without sharing with peers. Option C, competes against each other to earn the highest individual score. Or option D, works alone on all parts of the topic without any group interaction. Okay, Yukti and Purvika say it's option A. What about others?
Yeah.
Option A. Okay.
Option A, sir.
Okay, Shailaja, and I hope, I don't know if it is Likit or someone, Realme RMX 33997. Can you please change your name? Suvarna, Priyanka, Purvika, Mahalakshmi, all say option A, and you all are correct. Let me quickly tell you what is jigsaw. It's very interesting. Okay, please listen to this. So what happens in jigsaw method? Imagine you're taking a class and now you have a class of 30 students. If you're dividing students into groups and each group has 5 students, how many groups will you have?
6 groups.
Okay, you have 6 groups. Now what will happen in jigsaw is that each group member, okay, if there are 5 members in each group, each member will become an expert on one part of the topic. Okay. So in each group, there is one expert on one topic. There are total 5 topics you have taken. So 5 members are there in each group. Each member becomes an expert on the topic. Then experts from different groups meet together first. So from group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6, experts sit together. And what will happen? Experts will discuss. Experts from different groups meet to learn their section. Okay. And they will go back and teach to their home group. So I'll just correct myself. I think I just confused. So in the beginning, when the groups will be sitting together, right? 5 people in one group, they will be given one material. Okay. Let us take 5 groups. 5 groups are there and each group has 5 persons. So each group will be given one material. They will discuss the material first. The 5 people will become expert on that material. Then all the different group members will join together. So there will be a master group of one person from each group that will discuss whatever they have discussed. Then they will listen to other groups what they have discussed. They will come back and then they will discuss among themselves. I'll do one thing. I'll share a video. It will make it very clear. It's a beautiful technique of teaching in class. Right? And here in RI, we practice jigsaw a lot. So the question is asking each group member becomes an expert on one part of the topic and then they will return to the home group to teach that part to their teammates. It's a beautiful cooperative learning technique. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll move on to the next question. Let me erase this first. Okay. Yes. Now, question number 25. Gallery walk is a cooperative learning technique where groups create displays of their work and then option A, submit them to the teacher for private evaluation only. Destroy them at the end of the activity to maintain confidentiality. Option C, rotate to view, discuss, and provide feedback on other groups or work, other groups' work. Then keep them hidden from other groups to prevent copying.
Sir, option C, sir.
Option C.
Option C, okay, you all have guessed it. You all might have understood that this one seems the most appropriate. But can anyone tell me what is gallery walk? Okay, you all are correct. Yes. Priyanka, Pratyusha, Varsha, Suvarna, Purvika, Rajata, Soumya, Yukti, and those who have answered in the, through mic, Shailaja, Yukti, Siddharth, all of you. Can you tell me, as you said, option C is correct. But what is this gallery walk? Can anyone tell me?
Sir, a gallery work is an active learning strategy that mimics visiting an art gallery, sir.
No, Shailaja. Usually students have this misconception. Thank you for letting me know that. So this is not that. I will very quickly explain you what happens in gallery walk. So let me take an example of consequences or causes of deforestation. You all are aware of the topic deforestation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us take the concept of deforestation. Now we have students, what they do, you gave them a work. that you have to prepare a report, a chart. You will prepare a poster and you'll come on one specific consequence of deforestation. Then students will prepare a chart and come, and students will be given a place in classroom, right? The classroom will become like an exhibition. So each student will paste their poster and they will, well, it can be a group of 2 or 3. And what they will do is they will explain their poster. So the students, the class students itself, other groups will go around looking at the posters on or the what work they have done. They will ask questions, they will discuss, right? Or they will provide feedback that you can add this, you can go ahead and do these things and all. It can be on different topics, it can be on the same topic also, right? So in a classroom, students prepare their work, they display their work, other groups come and see, question, critique, provide feedback. So this is gallery walk. I hope you have got an idea what is gallery walk in classroom.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Only Yukti says yes. What about others?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have not got, please let me know. I'll repeat it again. No problem. Because I have done this when I was doing my research work at a particular school, JNV. I had done this work and it came out beautifully. Don't you think it's a very beautiful way of working? The topic that I had given my students was surrogacy. Have you heard about surrogacy and commercial surrogacy? There was a very famous movie where Kriti Sanon was the actress regarding surrogacy. I'm not able to remember the name. So I had given the topic of surrogacy to the students in groups. So they went, they researched on their own in computer labs and all, and then they prepared their posters. They came and we had given space for each one of them inside the classroom. No other classes are coming. This is your class itself. So they all walked, looked into others, provided feedback. A lot of discussion happened. It was a beautiful class. So gallery walk is that. I hope it is clear for all of you. We'll move on to the next question. If anyone wants me to repeat it or if you have not understood, please let me know. Moving on to the next question. Okay. Tricker's 4 goals of misbehaviors are option A, anxiety, pressure, rebellion, and isolation. Option B, achievement, performance, reward, and identity. Option C, approval, popularity, recognition, and independence. Option D, attention, power, revenge, and inadequacy.
Sir, option D, sir.
Sir.
Option B, have you already read
Sir,
about
option B.
D,
D,
sir.
sir.
D.
D.
Option D.
Option D? I'm
Yes.
sorry. We have said option D. I misheard it as B. Have you already read about this? Yes? Can anyone please respond? All are saying option D. Okay, great. But have you already read about this? Yes. So, what Draker's 4 goals of misbehavior, right? As you have said, attention seeking, power seeking, revenge, and display of inadequacy. So it's very important for a teacher to understand the goal behind misbehavior. Once a teacher understands the goals behind a student's misbehavior or what the student wanted to achieve through this misbehavior, if a teacher gets an idea, then it helps teachers to respond appropriately rather than reacting, aggressively to it or, forming a bias about the learner. So it can be attention seeking problem. It can be a power seeking problem. It might be a revenge in a classroom. Some child might have done something to other child. So now the child is angry and they want to get revenge back. Or it might be a display of inadequacy. I give up. This is not happening. I cannot do it anymore. So this is what is Draco's 4 goals of misbehavior. Okay. Any doubt here? So you can remember it as APRI, attention, power, revenge, and inadequacy. Okay, so the correct answer, as you all marked here, is option 4. Any doubt here? Okay.
No doubt, sir.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 37. Section 17 of the Right to Education Act 2009 explicitly prohibits option A, the use of cooperative learning strategies in classroom. Option B, assessment through portfolio and project-based methods. Option C, corporal punishment and mental harassment of children in schools. Or option D, the inclusion of students with disabilities in regular classrooms.
Option C.
Yukti says option C. In the chat box already,
Option C, sir.
Gayatri, Rajata, Purvika all say option C. What about others? Priyanka was also joined. So does Janisha and Somi.
Option C, sir.
Yes, Shailaja says option C. So does Pratyusha. Have you heard about this? What is corporal punishment? Can anyone help me out here? What do you mean by corporal punishment? Yes, Purvika, I agree with you. But what do you mean by corporal punishment? Anyone? Can you please help me with the meaning of corporal punishment? Corporal punishment is nothing but beating of students. Yes, Rajata, correct. It's beating of students. I know A and S are together, so that spelling mistake might have happened. You're correct. It's beating students in classroom. Not only in classroom, in the
At home also, sir.
offices or in the hostels, anywhere. The teacher has no right to mishandle the student. Okay? Yukti is asking discrimination. Yes, but discrimination is not a form of punishment. It is a form of mental harassment, Yukti. So it comes under mental harassment. Okay? I was asking specifically with corporal punishment, but yeah, discrimination also becomes a part of mental harassment. So as you said, as all of you said, corporal punishment. Remember, corporal punishment is banned. Teachers cannot touch students. If teachers beat students, students can go to, and put a case against the teacher. Yes, this right was given to a learner under Section 17 of RTE 2009. Remember, Section 17 is very important here. Section 17 gave this right to the students that a teacher cannot corporally, that is physically, punish a student. Okay? Yes. Let us move on to the next question then. Question number 40. The fundamental belief underlying positive discipline is that students behave better when they feel, option A, fearful of punishment and anxious about consequences. Option B, a sense of belonging and significance in the classroom community. Option D, competitive pressure from being publicly ranked against peers. Or option D, detached from the classroom and emotionally uninvolved. The
Option
chat
B,
box
sir.
has just boomed.
Option B, sir.
Soumya, Rajata, Annapurna, yes, all of you. Yes, Suvarna, Purvika, Annapurna,
Yes, sir.
Shailaja, Rekha, yes, you all are correct. It's option B. See, when we're talking about positive discipline, about student behave better, when we say positive discipline, students behave better, it is a sense of belonging, significance in the classroom community. When students have a strong sense of belonging in the classroom, right? And they are a significant contributor to the classroom community, then students also behave better and also feel better. So when we talk about positive discipline, these things are very important. When the classroom is having a fearful environment, students don't contribute. Students don't feel that they belong here. When there is a lot of competition and pressure, students always give up or they feel very stressed. And again, we teachers used to say, no, a very famous dialogue that you're mentally here, but sorry, you're physically here, but mentally absent. It all happens because of option A, C, and D. Okay. So the correct answer, as you all said, is option B. Moving on to the next question. Let me erase this. Okay. Question number 43. Student engagement has 3 dimensions. These are option A, behavioral, cognitive, and emotional engagement. Option B, linguistic, mathematical, and spatial engagement. Option C, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic engagement. Or option D, individual, paired, and group-based engagement.
Option A.
Sir, option A, sir.
Okay, option A, option A, option A. All of you are pointing at option A, that it is behavioral, cognitive, and emotional engagement. So cognitive, we know what is cognitive, we know what is emotional. Behavioral is almost self-explained, right? So student engagement has three major dimensions, that is behavioral, cognitive, and emotional engagement. Linguistic, mathematical is not an engagement. Okay. Spatial engagement is just put to confuse you. There is no visual engagement, right? It might, if it is there also, it's not properly defined, right? Individual engagement cannot happen. Technically, you can say that you can talk to yourself, but then that is not what is being asked here, right? So the correct answer, as you all have said, it is option A, behavioral, cognitive, and emotional engagement. The three dimensions. The three dimensions are behavioral, cognitive, and emotional. Can anyone add on to what do you mean by this behavioral, cognitive, and emotional? Yes?
Sir, behavioral means students will involve in the academic or extracurricular activities.
Okay.
Um, Emotional engagement means the emotions that they show in the classroom, whether they're interested in the class or whether it is bored or whether they're happy listening to the class.
Okay.
Sir, cognitive, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that attempt. In chat box also someone has made an attempt. Cognitive
Sir,
means
cognitive engagement means it involves a student psychological investment in learning, sir.
okay, completely agree, Shailaja. Yes. So if I'll put it in simple words, what you all have answered. So engagement has three major dimensions. Someone has put in chat box. Cognitive means thinking. Yes, Mahalashmi and Janisha, you're correct. So engagement has three dimensions. Behavioral. Behavioral, when we are looking at the classroom scenario, it is student participation, students attendance, and students following the rules and regulations of the classroom. When we look into cognitive aspect of active and engaged classroom, it is investment in learning, then the willingness to uh, tackle the challenges or the problems that come, and usage of different strategies in the classroom. That is the cognitive. The emotional ones is the feeling of sense of belonging, having interest in what the teacher is teaching, enjoying the entire teaching learning process, and having or feeling a connection to the school and the entire learning process that takes place in the classroom. Clear about that? Any
Sir,
doubts here?
can you explain option C, sir?
Option C.
Yes,
Option
sir.
C, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic engagement. See, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, as we discussed in the last class, in the previous and before that also, these are the types of learners. This is not student engagement in classroom. Okay? When we talk about student engagement, it is between the students or between the student teacher or in the school environment, the school community. Right? So visual, auditory, and kinesthetic are nothing but types of learners. This is given here to confuse you. Visual learners are the ones that learn through viewing. Auditory are the ones that learn best through hearing, and kinesthetic are the ones that learn best by writing or doing some activity. Okay, Shailaja?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for asking that doubt. Let us move on to the next question then. Question number 49. An active classroom differs from a traditional classroom primarily because students in an active classroom are option A, passive listeners receiving information from the teacher's lectures. Option B, silent observers watching demonstrators without any demonstrations. Option C, copying notes from the board without asking questions or discussing. Someone has already answered in the chat box. Option D, thinking, discussing, creating, questioning, and problem solving.
Option D.
Sir, option D, sir.
Okay, so all
Sir,
of you
option
say
D.
it's option D. Thinking, discussing.
Sir,
Option D. Yes. So you say it's thinking, discussing. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So you all are correct. Option D is the correct one here. When we talk about an active classroom, right? How does it differ from a traditional classroom, right? The main reason is because students in an active classroom are how they are different from a traditional classroom than in an active classroom. In an active classroom, students think. In an active classroom, students discuss, right? They create something, they question, and there is problem solving going on. That is why the NCF, the National Curriculum Framework for 2005, or any constructivist approach, they usually say, even the constructivist psychologists and educationists used to say that a constructivist classroom will always make some noise, right? If there is no noise in classroom, then that means learning is not happening. There should be some noise, but then a noise is very different from chaos, right? So in a constructivist classroom, there will always be some amount of noise because students are discussing, they're questioning, they're problem solving, and a lot of other things are happening. Any doubt, or you want to know about anything else from this question?
No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So all of you who said in the chat box also correct answer. We'll move on to the next one then. Yes, question number 51. Real world connections in lessons increase student engagement because they make content, option A, more abstract and disconnected from students' daily experiences. Option B, less challenging by removing all higher order thinking requirements. Option C, exclusively focus on preparing students for standardized examinations. Or option D, relevant, meaningful, and connected to students' lives and interests.
Option B.
Option
Option D,
D.
sir.
Yes, okay. In the chat box
D,
also,
sir.
all have said option D, and here through your mics also, all of you have said option D. And I completely agree with you. Yes, Purvika and Pratyusha, correct. It is option D. When real world connections in lessons are made while teaching by the teacher, it makes the content much more relevant, much more meaningful, and it connects to students' experiences and their interests. Okay. You all might have experienced from your teachers back in the days when whenever a teacher makes, connects whatever you're learning to real life situation, it makes more meaning to you. Otherwise, learning always becomes a meme, because you all might have seen that meme that what have you learned in science in school? Everyone says mitochondria is a powerhouse of cell, because there is no proper connection made, right? Okay, moving on to the next question, question number 54. Universal Design for Learning, UDL, recommends providing multiple means of option A, punishment for students who do not follow classroom rules. Option B, representation, engagement, and action expression. Option C, ranking students from highest to lowest academic performance. Or option D, excluding students who cannot meet grade level expectations.
Option B.
Option B, sir.
Priyanka, Yukti, Soumya, Rajata, Annapurna, Varsha, Mahalakshmi, Janisha, Suvarna, Purvika in the chat box, and Shailaja, Gayatri, Yukti, and others through mic have said option B. And you all are correct. When we talk about UDL, which we have discussed pretty extensively in the previous classes also, it talks about a student's representation in the classroom, irrespective of their whatever they are having, engagement of all the students in classroom, and an opportunity for students to participate, that is action, and express themselves in the classroom. Correct. Then let us move on to the next question then. Question number 55. Differentiated instructions involve adjusting content, process, product, and environment based on students. Option A, caste, religion, and family income level. Option B, physical appearance and clothing choices. Option C, readiness, interest, and learning profiles. Option D, seating position and proximity to the teacher.
Option C.
Okay, so Yukti says option C. Priyanka, Rajata, Soumya, Varsha,
Option C,
Annapurna.
sir.
Yes, Shailaja also says option C.
Option
Okay.
C, sir.
Yes, option C.
Sir,
I'm not
option
able to
C.
hear the. Yes, okay, correct. That's what about to say, that I'm not able to hear boys' voices. I don't know where Likit, Siddharth, or Shreyas are. Yes,
Sir, option C.
yes, Siddharth, correct. Option C. Great. Right. So when we talk about differentiated instructions, as we discussed in the previous class, tailoring instructions as per the needs of the different learners that are there in the class. When differentiated instructions are involved in a classroom, right? It is based on students' readiness, interest, and the learning profiles, right? The student might be learning, might be an auditory, might be a visual or kinesthetic learner. The student might have some kind of learning difficulty, or might have a learning disability, or might have some other issues, right? When you know the student's learning profile, their interest and readiness, you can prepare very good differentiated instructions based on each and every individual learner's needs. Great. Let us move to the next question then. Question number 57. The most important factor in creating an inclusive classroom, according to research, is option A, the amount of funding allocated to schools by the government. Option B, the physical infrastructure of the school building and ground. Option C, the number of special educators employed by the school. Or option D, the teacher's attitude and genuine belief that every child can learn.
Option D.
Option D, sir. Option D, sir.
Yes, you all are correct in the chat box as well as voice that the most important factor in creating an inclusive classroom, right? As per research and as per our policy documents, is that of a teacher's attitude. The teacher's attitude towards a learner is a very important thing, and it's highly researched. How teachers' attitude affect learners' performance in classroom, their participation in classroom, and there are so many variables that are discussed, right? And a teacher's genuine belief that every child can learn in a classroom, irrespective of whatever barriers, difficulties, or anything else that they have that might hinder the process. Okay? Any doubt here in this question? No?
No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, great. Let us move on to the next question then. Question number 61. Positive representation in an inclusive classroom means ensuring that curriculum materials and displays. Option A, represent only the dominant culture and majority perspectives. Option B, avoids all references to diversity, disability, or cultural differences. Option C, represent diverse genders, abilities, cultures, and family structure. Or option D, focuses exclusively on historical figures from one particular region.
Option B, sir. Option C, sir.
Someone said option B here. Soumya, was it a mistake? Rajata was also said option B. Please read the options carefully, right? I think you missed the first word and you jumped to the other words. Yes.
Option C.
Exactly. So students who said option B, technically they are not wrong. Why I'll say they're not wrong? Because they forgot to read avoid all.
Option C.
Right? They forgot to read avoid all. What happens is when we read the questions and options, as I was telling in the previous class, we try to go very quickly because our brain scans, our brain speed of reading and the speed of reading from mouth is very
Option
different.
C.
Yes, Shreyas, correct. It's option C. So one suggestion that we always give students is that while you read the question, just don't read it in your brain. Please mumble it if possible, right? You can just like positive representation, not this loudly also. You can just, read while moving your lips so that the speed of reading the question also reduces and you do not miss some important points or important things. For example, this happened in this option, avoid all. They just quickly jumped. The brain saw this. The brain quickly viewed diversity, disability, cultural differences. They were like, yes, this is inclusive classroom. But this devil was hiding here, which might take your point or your marks in the examination. So you have to be very careful. Other than that, all of you have answered correctly. And those who made mistake, they also knew the correct answer, but I'm just highlighting how it can go wrong. Yes. Shall we move on to the next question then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Question 63. The RPWD Act 2016, Right for Persons with Disability Act 2016, and the Right to Education Act 2009, and NEP 2020 together mandate that inclusive classroom must provide option A, identical treatment for all students without any accommodations or support. Option B, segregated education for all students without any form of disability. Option C, education only for students who can meet standard grade level expectations, or option D, adapted teaching learning, accessible infrastructure, and non-discrimination.
Sir, option D.
Sir,
Option D,
option D, sir.
Siddharth has said,
Sir,
Shreyas has said
option D.
option D, Shailaja, and in the chat box, Soumya, Rajata, Yukti, Priyanka, Purvika, Janisha, Mahalakshmi, Suvarna, Purvika, H. Yes, all have said option C, option D, and option D is correct. One more thing that I would like to highlight in this class that I'm taking. If you'll see, I'm reading the question slowly and completely. Then I'm reading every option slowly so that you will be able to hear me and see that what is exactly given in each and every option. I also know that before I read the question, you are way faster than me. You're reading the options and putting it in the chat box, or you're ready to answer, but you're patiently waiting for me to finish. But that is what I was telling about in the last question also, that please read it slowly. I'm not saying that you should not go fast than me. No, correct. You are completely correct. Your speed is correct. But I am talking with respect to exam. Here, please go ahead with your speed. If you make mistakes also, no problem, because we are here to help you out if you make mistakes. But in examination, it is a request to all of you that you have to read the question slowly, properly, and take your time and then answer. So, rightly said by all of you, for this question, option D is the correct option. Okay, let us move on to the next question then. The correct hierarchy of classroom time concepts from broadest to most productive is option A, engaged time is greater than allocated time is greater than ALT is greater than instructional time. Or option B, allotted learning time is greater than instruction time is greater than allotted time is greater than engagement time. Or option C, instruction time is greater than ALT, greater than engagement time, greater than allocated time. Or option D, allocated time is greater than instructional time is greater than engaged time, which is greater than ALT. Yes?
Sir, option C, sir.
Option C is what
Option D,
Siddharth is
sir.
saying.
Option D, sir.
Sir, option C.
Right? So ALT here is academic learning time. Okay, please remember that. ALT means academic learning time. So most of you are saying it's option C.
Sir, it's D, sir.
Sorry, D. Okay. So most of you say
Sir,
that it's
option
option D.
Sir, option C, sir.
Okay, Siddharth is saying option C. What about others? So let me just clearly explain you these concepts with respect to the classroom time management. Okay. What is this allocated time? Allocated time is nothing but the total time officially scheduled for instruction. For example, the time given for a particular class or a period. Usually in schools, it's 40 minutes, right? So that is allotted time. Now, when we come to the instructional time is nothing but the portion of allocated time actually used for teaching and learning, right? This will minus the transitions, right? Or when you enter the class, you greet the students, right? All this time minus, or the interruptions that happen in between. For example, some students will come and say, Madam, sports teacher has called this girl. Madam, vice principal sir is calling this girl. Or the teacher comes and asks for something like that. So barring the transition that I said, that good morning, good evening, or this interruptions or administrative tasks, the teacher has to do administrative tasks also. So instructional time is the portion allocated actually for teaching learning minus this transition, interruptions, and the administrative tasks. Then comes the engaged time, that is the time on task. The portion of instruction time during which students are actively engaged in learning, that is engaged time. Engaged time means students engaged in learning. Then comes academic learning time. Okay, the portion of engaged time during which students are working on tasks, okay, that are their appropriate level of difficulty and expecting success. Okay, ALT is like the predictor of learning. So when you see how it flows, it is the allocated time, that is the entire time given for the class. Then comes the instructional time, the time that you are actually able to teach, irrespective of cutting the other time that reduce the time. Then engagement time, the time during which students are actively engaged in learning. Then comes the last, that is academic learning time. the portion during which students are working on tasks. So now which one is the correct option? Yes.
Option D, sir.
Shailaja says option D. Yes. So many of you had already said option D in the chat box. And I think after I've explained what each and every part is, you all are clear now that it is option D. Allocated time is the entire time of the class. That might be like 40 minutes or 30 minutes, right? Or 1 hour. Some schools have different class timings. Then instructional time, the time the teacher is able to teach, right? If you'll cut the time when teacher enters and teacher says good morning, students say good morning, students sit down, they open their notebook. So minus all those times, that is instructional time. Engagement time is when learners are engaged in learning. ALT is nothing but when students are working on a specific task, academic learning time. Clear with this question? Do you want me to explain something again? Yes?
No
Okay.
doubt, sir.
Okay. Great. Great. Thank you. Let us move on to the next question then. Question number 71. Over planning a lesson, that is having backup activities ready in case the primary activity finishes early, is a good time management practice because it, option A, wastes teacher preparation time without any classroom benefit. Option B, confuses students by presenting too many activities at once. Option C, prevents idle time that could lead to off-task behavior and disruption. Option D, reduces the quality of instruction by spreading content too thin.
Sir, option C, sir.
Shailaja says option C. What
Sir,
about
option
others?
C.
Siddharth is also saying option C. So does Rajata and Priyanka.
Sir, option C.
Yes, correct. Shreyas, all of you are correct. It's option C. When you hear the term this over planning a lesson, when you hear the term over planning, please don't get confused that too much is done. No, over planning is nothing but having a backup. I'll just give you my example from school when I was teaching in a school. I wanted to perform an activity in the class. So I think in new textbook class six, no, one of my student when I was teaching this pre-service teachers in RI, BSc, B.Ed, we do something called as micro teaching. So there is an activity to test the presence of starch, right? So what you have to do, you have to chew the rice properly so that the saliva gets mixed. But then when you add a particular solution, the color does not change. If starch is present, then the color changes to purple. If starch is not present, the color will not change. So when the boy performed the activity, the color changed. Technically, it should not change. And he did not have any backup for explaining that, right? So when you know that some activities due to some situation might fail, then you have to have a backup. The same thing happened with me when I was doing my internship in Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Chikbalapura. I planned a very nice simulation where I wanted to show through a projector different simulations of what happens in a particular cell. So I planned that and went, but I thought I also practiced the structure of a cell, the components of a cell, right? All that also I practiced. When I went to the classroom, I switched on the projector. I just started and current went off. So now I was little stressed what to do. But then I had prepared the diagram and also I just removed the projector, the projector screen, and then I drew the diagram and I explained the class. So this is what over planning talks about. So what happens? It prevents idle time. Sometimes what happens when the teachers are not prepared and they, for example, they want to show a video, but then there is no current. They just waste the time. Or it could lead to off-task behavior and disruptions in the classroom. So over planning helps in this way. Clear? Okay. Then let us move on to the next question. Let me erase this first. Yes. Question number 75. Preventive strategies for handling disruptive behaviors are implemented. Option A, before disruption occurs to create conditions that minimize misbehavior. Option B, only after severe disruptions have already caused significant harm. Option C, exclusively by the school principal, not by the classroom teacher. Option D, only during the last week of academic year as a review activity.
Option A, sir.
Okay, option A. In chat box also students are saying it as option A. So Disruptive. What do you mean by this disruptive behavior? Can anyone help me out with the term disruptive behavior? All are saying option A, which is correct. But can you please tell me what is this disruptive behavior? Yes? Disruptive behavior is nothing but students causing some kind of problem in the class that might disturb the class, right? That might harm some students, or it might interrupt the entire teaching learning process or stop the teaching learning process, right? There are a lot of other things also that happen, and you might have experienced such behaviors that have disrupted the classroom in when you were students in school. Okay, so the correct answer, as you said, it's option A. Let us move on to the next question then. Question number 76. Non-verbal cues such as eye contact, proximity, and facial expressions are important, are most appropriate for handling severe physical aggression requiring immediate safety intervention. Minor disruptions like taking out of turn or daydreaming. Option C, chronic truancy and long-term absenteeism from school. Option D, diagnosing specific learning disabilities in individual students. Yes.
Sir, option B, sir.
Shailaja
Option B,
says it's
sir.
option B. In
Option
chat
B,
box
sir.
also, many of you have said it's option B. Yes, in chat box also, many have said it's option B. Yes. So, okay, many of you have said option B for this answer, 76. Others? Yes, so option B is the correct answer here. For minor disruptions like taking out of turn or daydreaming, for such we can just make an eye contact with the students while maintaining the smile. We can go close to the students so the students comes back. Okay, the teacher is noticing me or the teacher is near me, or some facial expressions which are actually acceptable and does not, humiliate the student or make them feel bad. Now, in the chat box, Mahalakshmi has asked me to explain question number 76 again, 75 again. I'll just move on to question number 75. Yes, preventive strategies for handling disruptive behavior. Okay, so when we say disruptive behaviors are nothing but some behaviors that might disturb the entire classroom, right? These are disruptive behaviors. So, usually what teachers should do is they should stop the disruptive behavior even before it occurs and create conditions that will minimize this misbehavior. For example, what happens in classroom is when you're teaching and when you're asking questions, students will start jumping, ma'am, 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 right? So before that itself, you can say that students, whenever I ask a question, you should raise your hands first. And I will only give chance for those to answer who raise their hand, right? And when you give, and when you're doing an activity in class, for example, and or you took students to lab, and now you're doing an activity in lab where students also have to perform experiments using some chemicals. So when you give very clear instructions that you should do this, you should not mishandle this, should not, play with some chemicals, something like that, then this disruption behavior can be minimized. So it should always be given before disruption occurs. Okay, Mahalakshmi?
Yes,
Have you
sir. Thank
understood?
you.
Thank you. Thank you for asking the doubt. Let us move on to the next question then. Question number 77. Positive framing means stating what students should do rather than what they should not do. An example is, stop talking immediately or you will be punished. Option B, why can't you follow simple instructions? Option C, if you don't stop, I will call your parents right now. Option D, please open your textbook to page 45. Okay, I'll read the
Option,
question.
option D, sir.
Okay, you already jumped on option D before I wanted to, analyze the question for you. Okay, correct. Yes. All of them are saying option D, and option D is the correct answer. Yes, you all are correct. Do you want me to explain the question or shall we move on to the next question? Yes. So yeah, the question is self-explanatory, as you all have correctly pointed out that what the student should do rather than what they should not do. The first three options are technically telling what they should not do, right? So option D is correct. Let us move on to the next question then. Yeah, question number 82. A student's disruptive behavior may stem from an undiagnosed learning disability. The appropriate response is to punish the student more severely to force them to pay attention, ignore the possibility and continue without standard instruction for all, label the student as lazy or difficult and lower expectations, set lower expectations, okay? Option D, refer the student for assessment and provide appropriate support.
Sir, option D, sir.
Option D.
Option D,
Hmm.
Shailaja, Mahalakshmi, and in the chat box also Soumya, Rajata, Suvarna, Varsha, Purvika, Janisha, okay. Purvika, it's all are saying option D. What about boys? What is your opinion or your answer for this question? Yes. Siddharth, Likit, Shreyas. Okay, maybe they might have a network issue or something like that. So yes, you all are correct. The most appropriate thing a teacher can do is, refer the student for assessment. Refer means not assessing by themselves, right? Referring them to a counselor or referring them to an expert who can look into the issues that the student is having. Okay? Yes. Option D is correct. Let us move on to the next question then. Question number 86. Boredom-driven disruption is best prevented by when students get bored in class and the class gets disturbed or disrupted, right? The best way to prevent this disruption is option A, increasing the amount of homework assigned to keep students occupied. Option B, making lessons more threatening so students are too afraid to misbehave. Option C, threatening students with failure if they do not remain perfectly silent. Or option D, designing engaging, varied, and appropriately challenging lessons.
Option D, sir.
Yes. Option D.
Option D,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. So many of you have said option D, and option D is actually correct. By threatening students, you're not going to kill their boredom. You'll just end up making them much more uninterested in your class, right? Making lessons much more threatening will just, make them more scared and hate the subject. And increasing the amount of homework will make them hate you as a teacher. Excuse me. Sorry. So option D, designing an engaging class, which is where it has lot of different experiences and it appropriately challenges what you're going to teach or what they're going to learn in the lesson is the best strategy to prevent boredom in the classroom, which you all have rightly answered. Great. So with this, let us move on to the next question.
It's
Yes. Question number 89. Which combination correctly matches the theorist with the contribution to classroom management? Conin, okay? Witness and momentum, or Derricus, 4 goals of misbehavior. Conin, positive discipline model, and Nelson, operant conditioning. Drake experiential learning. Kolb, goals of misbehavior. Skinner, zone of proximal development. Vygotsky, token economies.
Sir,
Remember,
option A, sir.
option A says Shailaja.
option
know-
yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
option
option A.
Yes, option A. I'm happy boys are back. Girls are always in the front. Yes, Mahalakshmi, Soumya, Purvika, and Purvika H. Yes, correct. You all have answered it as option A. Yes, option A. Now, just in today's class, we learned the 4 goals of misbehavior. I request the admin to please mute. I request the admin to please mute Realme RMX 3997. I think he has forgotten or he's not able to understand that the mic is.
Siddharth.
Yeah, Siddharth, can you please mute yourself? Siddharth, can you please mute? Or the admin, if they are able to mute Siddharth, it would be great. The admin are also not there. Hope that the disruption will not be bigger. Okay, so there is some student who has not muted their mic. Can you please mute your mic? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I understand such things happen and you're not able to notice it very quickly or understand that, that's why I'm requesting students to keep change the name to their own name. So as we were discussing, as you all said, option A. I'm just sorry that I'll just correct this. Yes. Option A here is the correct answer. Okay. This pen is not that great. I'm really sorry for it. Yes. Option A is the correct answer. Just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. So what in today's session we discussed about the 4 goals of misbehavior, right? Given by Dracus. Then we remember that Cole is the person who talked about experiential learning. Here something wrong is given. And we also know that Vygotsky is the one who talked about zone of proximal development, not Skinner. Yes. So please keep eye on these things and please go back to your notes and read about what Konin or Nelson, right? Konin also we have discussed in today's class, right? So I'm happy that you are able to identify that and choose the correct answer from the given options. Yes. Okay, let us move on to the next question then. Question number 93. NEP 2020's overall vision for classroom includes all of the following except option A, joyful, discussion-based and experiential learning environment. Option B, collaborative and inclusive pedagogy respecting diverse learners. Option C, rigid, fear-based discipline with corporal punishment as a tool. Or option D, active students engagement with flexible and holistic assessment. So in chat box already, Varsha has said option A, Rajata says option D. Varsha, can you please read the question again?
Sir, option
Sir,
C, sir.
option D, sir.
The option C.
Siddharth, you're
Sir,
saying
option
option C
C,
or
sir.
D? Shailaja says C. Siddharth, which option are you saying, C or D?
C.
C, okay. What about Varsha? What about Varsha? Okay, Varsha has changed the answer to option C already. Yes, thank you, Varsha. So yes, see, the very important question is, thing that you need to do in such this, they have given in capital also except the given options in the question. Which one is not a vision of NEP 2020 for classrooms, right? It's option C. They are not saying that the classroom should be rigid, fear-based, right? Or corporal punishment should be used as a tool. So you all are correct. Let us move on to the next question. Or I think it's the last question. Let me see. Okay, this was the last question. So thank you all of you for patiently listening to the class. And I hope that you have gotten a clear idea and you are able to test out whatever you're reading and learning in this class. If you have any doubt, please reach out to us. Or if you have any doubt, if you want me to explain anything now, you can ask me. If not, we'll meet up in the next class. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, Siddharth.
Thank you,
Thank you, all
sir.
of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank you.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.